we are, the Woman to Woman TV show. We are here with you this Thursday afternoon. Normally we are with you guys between 4:30, but today we are here early, and as always, we have some exciting information for you. Come on now. Let's get ourselves together, grab a pen, call a friend, and get tuned in to our show. Today we've got a couple of interesting things that we're going to be talking to you all about. Always remember, you all can get us at www.ccnewsmedia.org. You can also catch the Woman to Woman TV show and the Omnibus Roundtable TV show. It airs every Wednesday night at 9:30 and rebroadcast on Thursdays at 4:30 p.m. And it's at the CAN TV Comcast Channel 19. Again, you want to grab a pen and call a friend and get tuned in. We got some information for you. So I have a couple of guys that are here with us, and we're going to introduce them, and they're going to tell us and give us some information. If nothing else, I know that there are many of you all who love networking. I also know that there are many of you all who love to eat. Yeah. And I know that we want to start with 2019 doing it healthy, right about
with
right.
Spanky's Pickles, baby.
Come on now. So we're going to be talking about those things. So let's get started. I am Apostle Jean Lockett. My co-host with me today, I'm going to let her introduce herself, and then I'm going to let these guys get in, and we're going to talk about some things, and we're going to have a good show today.
All right, listen, my name is Margot Richmond. I'm from the Chi-Town. Listen. All the way around the world, we got something for you. We got an interesting show today. We're talking about networking, and from the founder and from the earth. I represent a man who brought me into this business, and his name was Morgan Carter, the motivation starter, and ACE and all the rest of it. So ACE is an organization that I feel very, very dear to me, that has brought on Spanky pickle lines, all of the food that's produced by a black national, one of the black national largest organizations on the planet at this particular time. So what we're getting ready to do is ask him some questions, talk about some things, talk about ACE, which is still located in the city of Chicago, that still meets on Mondays at 7 a.m. in the morning. And now we're going to switch over a little bit, because I'll be talking about ACE for a long, long time, because it was a part of the fiber of the city of Chicago, still is. And we're going to go over here and talk to the man of the hour, which is Mr. Spanky himself.
All right. Hey, listen, first of all, I want to say thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
I don't take any invites by chance. I take them all very serious. We could be CBS or NBC. All means something to me. And right now, I want to give a big shout out to Truth Radio, their staff, their wonderful staff, for having me. And, you know, I didn't know how today was going to work out. You know, today is my birthday.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Come on, Spanky.
Yeah.
Come on with this, Spanky. Yeah. All up in the house in Chicago.
You know, hey, listen, I'm a South Carolina boy. I'm very emotional. You know, it's amazing because my father was a farmer and he was a gardener, okay? And as he got older, he became very, very emotional. He would just cry to drop of a hat. Man, look here, 53. Everything means something. Okay?
Amen.
Everything means something. So I get
God
really,
gave us tears for a reason.
Come on now.
Yeah, really emotional. I get emotional because I started this company 5 years ago by chance. I was the area vice president for the senior products division for Bank of America. And when the market crashed, I lost my job, okay? And it's amazing. I cashed in a small pension that I had. It wasn't much of a pension, y'all, okay?
It's okay.
But the little bit that it was in there, I cashed it in.
All right.
I looked up, I had about $10 left on my name. Now, I've been working about 30 years. Now, you got about $10 left of your name. I bought cucumber seeds. I bought cucumber seeds. I bought cucumber seeds to keep me busy in my yard so I would not get involved in skullduggery. Okay? All right? And it kept me busy.
Yeah.
It kept me busy. So I started growing cucumbers. I started growing tomatoes, peppers, okra, which is my favorite vegetable. Let me tell you.
Okra in the house.
Spanky's Pickles has a line of okra to die for.
Come on.
Okay? I made pickled okra, one of the top sellers. One of
Wow.
the top sellers. And so I started doing that. I didn't know what was going to happen with this, okay? Because I was just staying busy, all right? And first season came in, I gave all the harvest away. Second season came in, the harvest came in bigger than what it was the first season. Third season came in, and my nephew was like, you know, Uncle Spank, Uncle James, you know, you can sell this. This stuff is good. So my wife was canning, okay? And then she said, time out. You know, I ain't doing this no more, okay? So I learned how to can, and then I took the show on the road. I went down to South Carolina, and I sat with my mother, and she gave me a secret. See, most cucumbers and pickles, they're soft, right? I had to put the crunch in mine, okay? So I learned how to shop.
Don't tell the whole story now. Don't tell it all because don't tell a secret.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Because it's a secret.
Don't tell a secret.
You don't know how to shock it. That's some South Carolina shock.
Okay.
Okay? and then I came back and I began to sell a little bit around here. Cliff would call me up and say, hey man, bring me a case of peppers. Okay? So I would drop off a case of Cliff at Cliff's house. Now let me tell you guys a little, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but Cliff Bailey is a 35-year sales and marketing executive guru.
Come on now.
Cliff also, for 35 years, has been one of the nation's top recruiting managers, executive managers, okay? So when I built this company out to a place that I needed help, because Spanky's Pickles is the largest black-owned fundraising company, pickle company in the nation. So I went and got me some help, some heavy hitters, okay? And again, don't want to get ahead of myself, but I'm going to go back to what I'm wearing, okay?
Okay, let us see what that is.
Okay, this is South Carolina
South
State.
Carolina State,
I attended
okay.
South Carolina State University. I have a degree there in business and marketing. So a few years back, I took a few cases of pickles down to South Carolina State. And I said, well, two things are going to happen. African-American folk down there, a.k.a. Negroes, either embrace me, okay, or laugh at me, okay?
You got pickles in your hand, brother. We wasn't going to laugh.
Okay.
And you got okra too or no? Wasn't no laughing. That wasn't no laughing matter. That was real serious. I want to let you know that.
So what my alumni did, they embraced it.
Yes.
They embraced it. I started getting calls from California, New York, Miami, Jacksonville. I was shipping pickles all over the country. And then I said, good Lord, check this out. I need to do something because if somebody figure out I'm shipping all this stuff, okay? And at that time, I wasn't as proper as I should have been. You know what I mean?
Oh, right now.
So I had to slow it down and get proper with all the proper specs.
Absolutely. And remember, we are here in Chicago and we're live at Truth Radio, and we're coming back to this story again. So we got to watch this brother so he don't tell all the secrets. Come on, brother. Come on with the story.
So you know, when South Carolina State embraced it, and then when all the alumni around the country started ordering the pickles and saying, you know,
take your time, brother.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
what can we do to help?
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
I knew I had a national company.
Amen.
I knew this was going to be the biggest thing in terms of food products that the world has never seen before.
You know, when I hear you speak, especially in regards to what happened that really brought you to this place, I hope and pray that can be even an inspiration to what is going on now, even with federal workers. But here it is, because one way or another, I got to taste this because, first of all, I love tomatoes, and I like relish, and I'm gotta have the okra. That part just gotta happen because I love okra, and then I gotta figure out what my husband would like to have. But that okra part, I gotta have that because I really like it. With what you were just sharing, I also want to be able to get Brother Bailey to speak on behalf of that because you, from what I'm gathering, came in and really helped this brother even go to the next level or getting ready to go to the next level. That's the part I do want to hear, because I want to hear from it, because then also that can be that part where we can hear about ACE. Because this was years ago, and I know during that time ACE was really, really big. So in regards to this brother Spanky, I want you to kind of like bring us into how this brother actually became a part and what is it, so that we can also hear about ACE.
Well, we got a real compelling story going on over here, sister. So what I'd like for you to do is I'd like for us to switch back to Mr. Spanky, because he's in the moment. And that moment is very, very special to our people, especially in this day and time, as you said before, is that if we don't hear a little bit about the story that made him move into action, there's a lot of entrepreneurs that are moving right now, and they're moving up that line, and that line is what makes the heart beat.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. I want to hear that with what brought it in, where this brother man came into play. What is it that came to that point, and how he helped you, and then we're going to talk about that in regards to ACE. So share with us.
Well, one of the things is that also what the world does not know, I jumped into the school system in School District 227, Matson, Rich Central, Rich East, and Rich South. And I'm seeing all these young brothers, and I'm hearing some things too. I'm hearing drugs, I'm hearing guns, I'm hearing how they think they can go out here and make money. So I can share with them, hey, I did this with $10.
Come on now.
With $10.
Well, when you think about most companies, you're talking about tens and thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars to get a company started. You're saying with Spanky's $10. That's deep.
It was a $10 bill. Now, of course, I went back, and I do have a very strong board, an equity board, limited equity board. But our forecast, and I'm going to give it our forecast, I'm not going to say I'm sandbagging, but our forecast for 2019 is over $5 million. Okay, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that in this market alone, and we got 50 other states.
All right.
Okay, now, I didn't say I was sandbagging. However, but when you can share that with these youth, that if you have a dream, go after it. I sat there in a classroom, and a young student told me, Mr. Means, I think that I want to own car washes. I said, well, son, that means that you like cars, right? Why don't you have a car wash in your car dealership that you should own? He said, huh? I said, why don't you buy a Volkswagen dealership? They have car washes at the dealership, don't they? So he said, well, how should I do that? So we took about 45 minutes, and we wrote him a business plan. So he'll start buying some buildings, right? Get the equity, keep it there. He'll go off to school. He'll get a degree in business and finance. He'll get an MBA and a JD. Okay, then you go work for somebody and learn these things, learn their secrets for about 3 years, no more than 5. Then you roll out, okay, and you start small, 10, 15, 20 cars, and then you roll out and you get into the minority program at GMC, at Ford. And so now you got more than a little car wash. You got a car dealership. So when I can sit there and talk to these kids about real world, now, what I didn't tell you, them 39 years and 11 months was all corporate. Worked for a gentleman by the name of George Marianas. He owned 14 shoe stores on the East Coast. I started working for him when I was 13 years old. From 13 to 22, 23. Never had a day off until I graduated from high school. Worked 7 days a week. Guess what? Kept me out of trouble.
Yes.
No babies.
Yes.
Okay?
Didn't have time. He had time for that.
Now, I majored in business because I worked for this Greek, and many of my bios, in my corporate bios, never showed where I got my love for business from. It was a gentleman by the name of George Marianas. My sister still runs this store to this day, 40 years later. Okay? He's almost 90 years old.
Wow.
She
And that's
runs
a shoe store?
Yeah.
Okay.
In Greenville, South Carolina. So you need some shoes, call my sister up at George's Bootery, Greenville, South Carolina.
Hey, George, we're going to do a little bit better than that. We're coming after a franchise to bring it to Chicago, because if it's selling in North Carolina, it should be selling here in
South Carolina.
So we're talking about businesses, right?
South Carolina.
Yeah, we're talking about businesses, right?
So now, when I rolled out with that degree from South Carolina State University, I really thought, I got this degree. I'm going to the top. I went to Mr. George, said, I'm ready to run one of your stores. He said, no, son, you're too big for me now. Nope, you can go to corporate America. I sent maybe 500 resumes. Remember back in the day?
Yes.
I'm sorry, ding, 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 ding.
Yes, they still do it today.
Michelin Tire Corporation, I applied for a job 39 times. I got 39 turned downs. Mr. George told me, son, nobody looks at a sheet of paper. Find out who's the hiring person. You find out who's the vice president of human resources, and that becomes your best friend. You call that, he was a little edgy in speech. You call him every day. You fax him every day until he says, look here, I'm going to give you one of those cease and desist orders because I got his fax number. I faxed him 5 times a day for 3 months. I became the youngest black African-American Michelin Tire Corporation had ever hired at age 22, 23 years old. Right. Ran Georgia and South Carolina in a pool-type territory, 505 STX, Peugeot back in 1980, 89. Oh, I was hot stuff.
89.
Okay, now we fast forward.
Like he's about 22.
Now we fast forward to Continental Tire North America. They had never hired an African-American in their sales division. So this is when I met Mr. Cliff, because they moved me from the East Coast, from Atlanta, Georgia, took the job, came out to the Midwest, met this man. He's my frat brother. He said, man, this boy's so green, we got to take him underneath our wings, okay?
So are you all Omegas?
Yes.
Omega Man, my son.
Yeah.
I'm Omega Man.
Yeah. Yeah. So I met Cliff back in the old days when I relocated from Atlanta to the Midwest, and I was charged with selling what we manufactured in the factories to the store channels across Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin, and Kentucky. So when I came back on the weekends from being on the road all week, I would link up with Cliff, and we would sit down and have some green beans and corn and all that good food.
And that was stuff that you was
Yeah, I grew up
doing
on.
at that time?
Yeah,
Oh,
I grew
okay.
up on.
Okay.
You know, on Thursdays and Fridays, and a nice little soul food restaurant. But went on, took that experience, went into banking and finance with Wells Fargo. Stayed there a lot of years. There was a division that nobody wanted. It was called the Senior Products Division. Nobody wanted it. Nobody knew what it was. Nobody wanted it. That's a fancy word for HECM, or the Reverse Mortgage Division. It became one of the largest products in the country for seniors. And I became one of the top folk in the country. Thousands of reps out there. I was number 3, not 30 percentile, but 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Okay. And then Bank of America came and knocked on the door. At that time, it was countrywide. They said, hey, why don't you come over and become the area VP, area sales manager. We're going to give you some change. You run 2 states for us. And then I came over, and you know what? I started shopping for a boat because, hey, I got all these people working for me. I'm getting all these overrides, and guess what happened?
Yes.
The market crashed. Okay?
It's amazing. This is a small world because my son works for Wells Fargo right now. His name,
Okay.
yeah, he's an Omega Man too.
Wow.
But listen, we want to jump in. We want to take it. Did Bank of America launch you with a whole bunch of money to put this product on the line?
No. This right here, realistically,
Started with $10,
it was a $10
right?
bill.
Yeah, now
This-
it's time to take it down.
Yeah,
right?
this was $10. I had $10 to my name.
Yeah, but Bank of America is oozing money for minority-owned businesses. Is that true?
Well, no one knocked on my door. No one answered my call.
Bank of America
So,
is live.
so what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll with the $10. We're gonna
Yeah.
run with. We want to know what, because see, a lot of times, and what most individuals need to know and understand is that you can start with nothing.
With
Yes.
nothing.
Yeah.
You can start with $10,
That's true.
and the thing is just being able to know, and that's something that we need to have. We need to be able to have trainings in place where people can see that this is all you have to do, and you can start your business.
One of the things, heart.
Heart is very important.
Passion.
Passion,
Patience.
dreams.
See, someone told me that this can could not be done. And
Oh, that was a good thing.
he with a chuckle reply, tell your
Come
son,
on,
because he know the rest
that
of
was a
it.
good thing.
Okay? All right? And they told me it couldn't be done. And I said, why not? And you know what they told me? Because cucumbers does not grow in the fall. I said, well, every time I go to Walmart, Jewel's and Mariano's, I see an aisle full of pickle products.
Yes.
So wherever them people getting theirs from during off season, I can get mine too.
I like that. Because whether you realize it or not, that is a motivation. And what I hear is a motivation for people who have lost their jobs. And that really can go out for those of you all that has been working with the federal government. I mean, whatever it is, you can start something. There may be something in your heart, something on your mind, something that you have been desiring to do, but yet and still maybe work prevented that from happening. Maybe you had came to a place and didn't believe that you could. So here is someone, and I said that when you had spoke, that was a good thing. And the reason why I said that was a good thing is because when you hear somebody tell you you can't, that just goes to show you you can.
Well, you know, and also, they said that it could not be done. I said it has already been done. So why is it that I can't do it?
Yes.
And since we started this thing has about 30 different spinning divisions in the air. We're going retail. You will probably see this at a different name in Nordstrom's next year, and Neiman.
Listen,
Okay.
I heard you say diabetes, and I mean, you know, we got a lot of people that's suffering from diabetes. So please, just give us a little
Okay,
bit. Of
okay, diabetes. Let's talk about that. We are a glorified fundraising company.
Yes.
All right. Now, in the school systems throughout Chicago and all over the country, they fundraise with sugary products. So we teach our kids and turn back and do what to our kids?
Well, we give them all the sugar.
And then we start, yeah, right. I'm not going to say it, but then we give them the sugar. Why not have an option? So I have an option, okay, of healthy products that can eradicate diabetes and obesity. So we want the PTOs, the PTAs, and all those principals out there and superintendents to stand up and say, hey, we're going to take a healthy choice with our children when we have to raise money, because I know you need it, because you need smart boards, you need books, you need computers, you need playgrounds, you need buses. Uniforms. Referee here. Uniforms.
All right.
Okay?
Listen, we're coming to the close of our show right now. We're coming and we're moving on down the road, and we need to wrap it up a little bit. But we're going to want to hear from Cliff, since Cliff been sitting here very, very patiently. Come on in, Cliff.
And the piece of hiring 2,500 folk across the country for Spanky's Pickles is very important.
Oh, definitely. So if you're unemployed, we need to hear about that. Come on, Cliff, talk to us.
Hi, everybody. Well, you know, the opportunity with Spanky's Pickles is you're a 1099. You're not an employee. It's part-time, but James has put together a very aggressive and generous commission program. If it's a fundraiser, they get 50% of whatever they raise, and there's a very generous bonus program that James has put together for anybody who wants to become a 1099. So you can, if whatever you're doing, you can still do it, and it's not MLM. Just so everybody knows, I know MLM is out there. I'm an MLM junkie.
Okay.
And for those who don't know, that's multi-level marketing.
Yes.
And the draw there is people's dreams, making money.
Yes.
But 95% of everybody in an MLM doesn't make money.
That's right.
But with Spanky's Pickles, all you have to go do is go and talk to people.
Yes.
If you know a principal, if you know a superintendent, if you know somebody in a fraternity, a sorority, or a Mason, or OES, and they have to raise money, Spanky's Pickles is a choice. And he pays very well.
And one reason that I pay well, okay, let me jump in real fast. One reason I pay very well, because when I was unemployed, okay, my whip got repossessed because I could not find a job. Okay, so I built a company that the school would earn 50% of the revenue, and that person could make enough money to pay their mortgage, to pay their car note, to pay their insurances, to put food on the table, to pay a college tuition. We pay between 10 and 15%. If there's a school with about 500 kids in it, that person would make almost $10,000, okay? So all you have to do is go find yourself 5 to 10 schools and you get $100,000 a year.
DeMarco, did you hear that? That's my nephew.
And that's people that you know.
And this is part-time. This is the Uber. This is the Lyft. This is the Mary Kay. This is the Avon of fundraising. If you put 2 hours, you put 5 hours a week into the system, I guarantee you will earn $100,000 a year.
Sign me up.
I almost
Hey, you know what? Let me just jump in here real quick. And if you want to become a 1099 with Spanky's Pickles, just go to SpankyPickles.com. You click Join the Team.
And so when you were saying in regards to the multi level market, where it's not so much that you have to get people to join in to do it, it's just you having the desire to be able to do it. We're going into, we still have some time here. We're going to close out. And we're going to go to break. Yeah, we're going to break. All right. So we will be right back here, woman to woman, at the Truth Radio. We will see you in a few minutes.
All right.
6 amazing benefits of castor oil for your eyes. Does the mention of castor oil conjure up old memories of your granny pushing down a large tablespoon of the gooey liquid down your throat? As much as you detested it, you will also agree that a few hours later, your stomach was at ease again. Castor oil, a brief. Castor oil is a vegetable oil that is obtained in its purest form from the castor bean seed. It is tasteless, odorless, and colorless. The hull of the seed is removed by castor bean cultivators before it is pressed to extract the oil. Castor oil has a long history. It was widely used in ancient Egypt and later adopted as a medicine in Persia and China. It is believed that around 4000 BC, the ancient Egyptians used it to burn lamps. Greek voyagers such as Herodotus recorded in their books that this oil was also used as an ointment by the Egyptians. According to reports, Cleopatra used this wonderful oil to brighten the whites of her eyes. It was in the 17th century that castor oil made its way to the Americas and Europe. For many years, the reputation of castor oil has grown significantly in the world of natural remedies for being an excellent cathartic, laxative and purgative medicine. Even celebrities like Britney Spears and Angelina Jolie are huge fans of this magically restorative oil. Benefits of castor oil for eyes. Castor oil benefits for eyes are surplus. Some of them are listed below. 1. Treats dry eyes. You may not have known this, but castor oil is one of the best natural treatments for dry eyes. For a safe and natural remedy for this condition, you should use castor oil eye drops. It provides the lubrication that your eyes need to make sure they always stay moist. Dry eyes can cause other serious eye problems such as keratoconjunctivitis.